And hello there. Today is the last working day before Christmas. So I said that we would do our Facebook Live. I don't know if we'll have anybody pop on today because everybody is busy with Christmas and shopping and last minute baking and all that kind of thing. But I wanted to just, somebody's here. Hi, Ray. Thanks for joining. I know everybody's busy. It's a busy time of year. But today is our Facebook Live. And we're going to be talking about what to do when protocols do not work. And sometimes, despite our best effort, they just don't work. So we just want to kind of have a conversation. I don't know if this will be a full 30 minutes or not. So we'll just see what happens. So just by way of a clinic, my Facebook just told me that I had no connection, so we'll see what happens. We own our holistic clinic, Abundant Health and Wellness, which is in downtown Humble, 323 East Main Street, which is Main Street and Avenue C. So if you're in the area, come by and see us and say hello. We've had people come by all week giving me all kinds of goodies, and so I'm all excited about that. So I appreciate all the notes, all the gifts, and that kind of thing. So if you follow us, if you are part of our Facebook group, our social media, and that kind of thing, I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the wisdom that you bring to me. Now, we do, if you are a patient or you come in and you buy things off the shelf, we do, in your bag, we will have a little card in there that says, if you give us a Google review, we will give you 10% off your next purchase. So that is something that we do for all of our people. We, when people come in, they ask us we ask them, how did they find out about us? And they almost always say Google reviews. And so we say, thank you very much for our Google reviews. But sadly, this week we had a 1-star Google review, which is just very heartbreaking. And I want to just kind of discuss this with you. If you have seen it, if you know me and you've seen it, you know that it was a spurious review. If you don't know me and you see it, I want to kind of give you a little explanation because this young lady is very upset because the protocol we put her on did not work. Now, is it because the products were bad? No. Is it because we gave her the wrong protocol? No. Why did the protocol not work? Well, sometimes people are just really, really sick and their body takes a while to line up, and that's not what their expectation is. We live in a world that everything is instant, and we go to the doctor and we get a prescription, and within 24 hours, and a lot of times sooner, the pain and the discomfort that we feel is dissipated because we've taken a prescription that nullifies the symptom. Doesn't get us well, but we don't feel bad. And so that is the expectation when people come to a holistic practitioner, that things are going to work and they're going to work very quickly. Now, sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So I want to show you a graphic. We've shown this graphic before, but things have been crazy around here today, so I'm running just a little bit like not as prepared as I would like to be. Okay. So this, let me see if I can get it where you can see it. So at the middle, this is called the ripple effect, and I know it's backwards because it's Facebook Live. If you have good digestion, you have good nutrition, you have energy to repair, and you have health. Okay, this is optimum way the body works. This is the way the body was designed to work. Most people are over here. They have very poor digestion. They've got toxicity. They have inflammation, and then they have sickness and disease. Okay, so from this, you can see all of these other labels, sickness and disease. So a lot of times when people come in, this is where they are. The lady that wrote the 1-star review, one of the things that she put on her intake form is that she wished she felt the age that she was, not the age of 70. She feels like she's 70, and I think She is only in her 20s, okay? So she already felt bad, and she had gone to the doctors, and the doctors weren't doing anything for her, and she wanted to try a different approach, which we appreciate that. And one of the things that we worked with was her budget and this kind of thing, and we did show her this, and she was all on board for doing this. Now, sometimes the expectations are that you're going to just miraculously get well, and we hope that happens. We do hope that happens, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. So what do you do? What do you do? Do you give up? Do you get mad? Do you write a bad Google review? What do you do? Well, you can do all those kind of things, or you can just press through and adjust the program as necessary, do whatever else the body needs to do. So this is the thing. The body wants to be in a condition called homeostasis. Homeostasis means balance. So even if you're dealing with things that are crazy, right? So say you've got several different diagnoses. Say you've got a autoimmune disease, or you've got a chronic disease. You've just got to unravel all of that, and sometimes that unraveling is painful. We had a lady that we worked with, and she was losing her hair, and her thyroid was having some issues, and so we put her on a protocol, and unfortunately her hair fell out more, and she was very frustrated with me because she had come to me so that her hair would not fall out. Now, did I give her something to make her hair fall out? No, I did not. I gave her something to balance her thyroid. But like I said, whenever you are readjusting the body and the body's trying to find a new balance, sometimes things get a little bit worse before they get better. So unfortunately that happens. It's not what we want to happen. It's not what we design to happen. Yes, Rhonda, you're right. Gut health is basic to good health. If you do not have your gut-brain connection as a good connection, then you're going to have all that inflammation and toxicity. Now, inflammation is a good thing because it tells the immune system that you need to do something. But inflammation left unchecked leads to chronic sickness and chronic disease. And so I remember when I was in my 20s and I was having babies and getting married and moving to live in another country, and I just had all the energy in the world and everything was just working right for me. So I feel sorry for this lady who's in her 20s, but she feels like she's 70. I'm not that many years away from 70 today, but I certainly don't feel it. I feel, I may not feel like I'm in my 20s, but I do feel very young. I feel very energetic. I feel very vibrant. And all of that is because I do take care of the gut. Now, the gut health, let's talk about that. You have a microbiome in the gut. So you've got enzymes, you've got flora, you've got different acids, you've got all kinds of things in the gut. You've got to have the right probiotics in the gut in order to make your neurotransmitters in your brain. Now, we all know that when the neurotransmitters get out of whack, what happens? We are in a bad mood, we don't sleep, we don't feel the joy that we need to be feeling. And so part of the reason why I like this ripple effect of gut dysfunction, I like that because it really gives people an understanding that if you get the soil, we're going to call it the soil of the gut right, we have the right nutrients in there, we've got the right critters growing in there, then we can reverse health conditions. Now, sometimes when people come in and their gut is seriously disruptive, they're going to have constipation, diarrhea, bloating, gas, heartburn, all those kind of things, which are just not great. Now, when we put you on this particular program, it's called the Thrive in 63. It is clinically proven. This is not something we just hatched. This is something we do a lot of research. This is clinically proven by medical doctors to work to get the gut doing what it needs to be doing so that you can regain your health. Now, we have been doing this for about 2 years. And we have had maybe 2 or 3 people who have had some real problems with it. Most everybody just sails through and has no problem, but we have had 1 or 2 people that have had problems with it. So what does that mean? Well, that means their gut is severely disrupted. I mean, it means their neurotransmitters aren't right, their gut-associated lymphoid tissue is not right, probably means there's parasites, probably means there's heavy metals, and it's just not right. Now, the protocol that we're talking about is a 63-day protocol. It is a elimination diet. That means we cut out all of the foods that are inflammatory, and we use some very, very simple and very basic enzymes and probiotics in order to regrow the proper gut terrain so that your body can do what your body needs to do. So like I said, this is clinically proven. It's been published in peer-reviewed journals, so we felt very, very comfortable doing this. Now, we have other protocols that we work with. Again, they're all very, very sound. They're usually in peer-reviewed journals and that kind of thing. But sometimes the body just doesn't respond the way it needs to. And that brings me distress, that brings the customer distress, and it's something that we want to avoid at all costs, but sometimes we can't. We have a new insert that we put in our folders, our customer folders, that's called Herring's Law of Cure, and so I'm going to post that here on this site after I'm through with this Facebook Live, so that you can look at that and just have some kind of an expectation if something goes wrong. Again, we don't plan for something to go wrong. We don't want something to go wrong, but I am not in charge of your body. You are in charge of your body. And so this is one reason why, as a clinician in our office, one of the things that we're really what's important to us is that we give good customer service. So when you come in here and you have an appointment and you purchase supplements and you're on a protocol, we'll call you probably every 3 days, every 5 days, depending on what you're doing, to make sure that you're not having a healing crisis, to make sure that things are going the way they need to. If things are not going the way they need to, then we want to find out why, and we want to help you. And a lot of times I'll give you product to see if this is what is the cause or that is what is the cause, because we want you to have a good experience here at Abundant Health and Wellness. So one of the things on this review that really hurt my heart is that this lady said that I was all about the money and I was very greedy. And unfortunately, she just doesn't know my heart. On this particular product line, we did give her a 20% discount. And so that right there should tell you that we are not all about the money, that we are not all about just having people come in and purchase things. We're really invested in people coming in and people getting well. And so I just, whenever she did finally decide, I mean, we worked with her for a little while, and she was not, there was just nothing that we could do to please her. We even had, with her permission, we called the vendor, we called their clinical assist, and we were able to get a phone call with her, and that was not even satisfactory. And so, unfortunately, we tried everything that we knew how to do to make this lady happy, and we haven't seen her for 2 months. And lo and behold, this week she just decides to blast us on Google review. So I want y'all to understand that we just don't operate like that. We move heaven and earth to see to it that you have a good experience. Even if I have to give you different remedies to help to solve a problem. There are only so many things that I can discern that's wrong with you through my tools. Your body, and this is one of the things that we think that happened with this lady. We think that her body was so glad that it was getting the good enzymes and probiotics, and the body's going, yay, I can get rid of this stuff, that it was just dumping too much toxins too quickly. And that is uncomfortable. And we want to stop that, and we want to work with the body to find that happy place. However, in this particular example, we just could not find that. Now, was that because we're just not smart enough? Maybe. I don't think that's it. I think that the lady just wanted some really quick remedy, and her body just would not cooperate. There are some things in there. That tells me that there is some really, really gut level, no pun intended, dysfunction that's going on, and probably in the 63 days she would not have been able to be where she needs to be. It's probably going to take her twice that long, or maybe even a little bit longer. So those are some things that are the imponderables. Those are some things that we don't know unless we work with that. But I just want to let you know, our commitment is not, you come in here, you have an appointment, and we send you out with a protocol and we don't care. That is not who we are. And that's what she said in her Google review, that we did not care for her. We did not try and make it better. And that is just so false and not true. So I wanted just to talk to you guys about what happens when protocols don't work. Sometimes the remedies are biphasic. Now, what that means is we'll give you a remedy for XYZ condition, and we want this particular outcome. If we give you too much, then you're going to have the opposite outcome. Now, that doesn't work for most of the herbs and supplements. It does work for the CBD, and we really try and let you know up front what's going on with that. So if you give yourself too much, then you can back down and you can have the results that you want. As a practitioner, and this is something I tell people, because we have people come in and they have baskets and bags full of supplements that they've bought at health food stores, they've bought online, they've bought from other practitioners, and mainly it's my cancer people that come in. And I swear, I'm telling you the God's honest truth, we've had cancer patients come in with 2 laundry baskets full of supplements that are very low quality supplements, and they weren't doing the patient any good. And so we are not that kind of person. We fortunately we don't have to sell you an X amount of dollars in order for us to stay in business. I am blessed. My husband provides for us. We don't have to make X dollars to make sure that we stay in business, okay? My heart and my motivation is not to sell you product. My heart and my motivation is to have the quality products that you need so that you can regain your health. Do I want to have you as a patient for life? Well, yes and no. I want to get your issues resolved, and then I don't want to see you unless something else comes up, and then I want us to be your first port of call when you come back. But I'm not into seeing you every week or every month for the rest of your life. That's just not how we roll. When I first started practicing, I just mainly used herbs. I used good herbs, and I used herbs that were effective, and people got really good results. But what I found out was when they quit doing the herbs, they went back and the condition resurfaced. So to me, that's not healing, that's managing, okay? And so I don't want to just manage my cases. I want to bring real healing. Now, before anybody thinks that I'm all that in a bag of chips, Jesus is the healer. He's always the healer. But he developed our bodies and designed our bodies so that if we have the right nutrition and the right nutrients, then we can absorb those nutrients through good gut health. Our body knows what to do with those nutrients. We rest good rest. The body repairs itself, and we live to fight another day. That is the way it is supposed to be. If we have a good immune system, we will never get sick. As we get older, we have a lot of environmental toxins. We have a lot of gut dysfunction. And so it is easier for us to fall victim to whatever opportunistic pathogens there are, whether it's the flu or a parasite or a bacteria or a fungus or whatever it is. If our biological terrain is not balanced, then we're going to be opportunistic for these other critters to come in. And when these other critters come in, it makes us sick. So I studied further and learned that homeopathy would really change it would blueprint the organs so that the organs function according to the way that God designed it. So this will happen even if you've got a chronic disease. This will happen even if there's some gene dysfunction, because the providers that we use are the best in the world, and they know how to coordinate and compile remedies so that it will absolutely go in and change that tissue. So when we get that change, when we get that real healing, you don't have to take herbs and supplements in order to maintain that. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to need nutritional support. I remember being, I think it was in the 4th grade. Now that's been a little bit of time ago. Okay, you can see all this gray hair. In the 4th grade, I learned about strip mining and rotating crops and leaving the ground fallow so that it could replenish and that kind of thing. We don't grow our crops like that anymore. We push process everything. We use chemicals, and it is definitely scientifically proven that our food is not as dense with nutrition as it used to be. And so this is why we ask you to do organic foods. Organic foods have been clinically proven to be 40% more dense. That means they have 40% more nutritional value than food that is not organic. Now, there are a couple of reasons for this. Number one, they don't have the pesticides and herbicides and that kind of thing. And number two, they're not picked green and then gassed so they look pretty in the grocery store. So what does that mean? Well, that means when they're picked green, they are acidic, right? When they're left to ripen on the vine, your fruits and your vegetables, when they're left to ripen on the vine, they are alkaline. So the body needs alkaline foods that has all of the amino acids, the enzymes, and that kind of thing in order to repair our body. So when we buy the pushed processed fruits and vegetables at the grocery store, they are picked green, which means they are acidic, they are gassed, forced to ripen out of time, so they still stay acidic, so they're not as nutritious for us, and they don't provide what we need to repair the body. So this is why we're always on about organic, and people say, oh, well, it doesn't matter because blah, 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 blah. It really does matter. So because our food is less nutritionally dense, we're always going to need to have a multivitamin. Always, always, always. When you come in and we do the iridology pictures, and you can see behind me, I have that big, beautiful brown eye behind me. When we do those iridology pictures, sometimes I will talk to you about the arcs, the half circles in your eye. If you have those half arcs, or even some people have concentric arcs, and I'm one of those girls, then you are going to have to supplement with minerals all of your life because your body uses them up. Now, our liver, if we have good nutrition, our liver can make our vitamins, but our liver cannot make our minerals. So if you're somebody that needs minerals all the time, you're always going to have to supplement. So I'm not saying you're never going to have to supplement, but what I'm saying is if you've got XYZ condition and you come and see me, my goal is to get you well and you're not going to have a relapse, and we don't have to worry about that condition anymore. So that's my heart. My heart in this Google review was really about my heart. And it was really painful. And she attacked my Christianity, okay? So I'm just putting it out there for all of you people out there. We really love Jesus, and we really follow the Word of God, and we really prize integrity. Integrity of word, integrity of deed, integrity of intent. So my intent is not to sell you product. My intent is to assess you, hear from heaven, get a good protocol that will work for you, have good supplements here at the clinic that I know are not contaminated. I know they're not 70% dirt and fillers, right? Because that's what we get. I know those things. And so that's my intent, is to bring you the supplements and to bring you the homeopathic, whatever it is, the vitamins, the nutrition, the organ, or the the glandulars, okay, so that your hormones can be replenished, your glands, your thyroid, your hypothalamus, anything that produces a hormone. We want to have those products that are effective. I don't want you coming in here and spending money. It costs a lot of money to come and see me. It costs a lot of money to get our products because they're expensive. They're expensive for me. And so our goal is not to sell you products. Our goal is to get you in a place where you can be well. Now, there are a few products that you can find on Amazon, but I will tell you, we've had people that come in and I have written a protocol. One of the things, a lot of women come in for hot flashes, right? And we have a tried and true protocol that works 100% of the time. 100% of the time. But yet we had this lady and the protocol didn't work for her. And I said, but you didn't come in and replenish. She said, oh, no, I found it much cheaper on Amazon. And it's like, yeah, well, Amazon has their stuff in a unair conditioned warehouse, which bleeds out the efficacy of the supplements. And also, you really don't know who's selling on Amazon, if it is product that is old, if it's product that is damaged, if it's product that has been counterfeited. And so one of the things that we really make sure is that our vendors do not sell on Amazon, because we don't want any counterfeiting going on. And so my intent, again, is to make sure that when you purchase something, it is exactly what we say it is. It does have that third-party certification that says that what the vendor says is in it is really in it. That's why we don't have Dr. Polly products. We don't have products that have my name on it that I have taken from some other vendor and I've just slapped my label on it. That's not integrity as far as I'm concerned. I know people do it. I'm not like casting aspersions on them, but we are so keen on integrity that we want you to know that we buy from the best, and our intent is that you are a happy camper. So I hope this has explained a little bit about our intent and what you can do if your protocol is not working for you. That's never something that we want to happen. Sometimes it does happen. Sometimes it's not because we've given you garbage products, it's just because your body has a lot to deal with and we have to have a little bit more time. So I hope this kind of explains things. And so when you see that nasty Google review, it's like, oh yeah, I understand. She explained all that. And I love you guys. This is the last Friday before Christmas. So get some rest, be good to yourself, enjoy your family, and remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me on this very busy day. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.